How does emotional decision affect our investment? Why do we need a financial advisor? What prevents us from being rational? We have our industry expert Mr. Chintan Harira with us to deal with these challenges and choose the right decision. Chintan, over to you.
Why is investing so difficult? And we all know that brain is something which is what makes communication and discussions possible. It's a very small organ from a compared to the rest of the body, but it is the most important organ, and more importantly, it absorbs 25% of the energy. Now, why is that? Because the brain rarely stops working. The brain keeps thinking, keeps absorbing, keeps the energy sucking out. And what is the major reason for that? Because as human beings, we are emotional people. And I'm saying this because from an investing standpoint, being emotional is the worst thing to happen, because emotional decisions are more often than not wrong in investments. You have to be objective about it. It's like a doctor, right? If doctors, and it is said, right, that doctors should not operate their own family members, because the emotional part of the doctor will get enlightened and they'll not be able to do their work well. And probably their hands will not be as stable as they should if you are a surgeon. Similarly, in the case of investments, because greed and fear play a very important emotional role in terms of our decision making, we end up making the wrong decision if it is left to our brain, because the brain makes emotional decisions. What do I mean by this? See your investment behavior pattern over the last 3, 4, 5 years. Let me take one example. If in March 2020, when you saw the markets fall by 40% in 2 months because of COVID outbreak and the subsequent lockdown, what was your first reaction when it comes to investments or your money? Your brain would have said, there is a problem of COVID. The markets are shut. In other words, the businesses are shut for 3 months or 2 months because there's a lockdown. It is going to be mayhem. Let me pull out money right now because there is so much negativity around me. That's what your brain processes. And that fear makes you pull out money from the markets, while actually at that time, markets are cheap and you should be putting money in the markets in a very big way. That's where a financial advisor becomes important, because your financial advisor acts as a safety valve between the decision which your brain makes emotionally and the execution of your investment decision. So, seeing the markets, processing the information that you get, you may feel, okay, let me act in a particular way. Let me invest my money or let me not invest my money in a particular way. But your financial advisor, if you are making a mistake, will try and stop you. You may have heard in March 2020, many of your, either yourself or many of the people around you, wanting to take out money. And if you had the right financial advisor, the financial advisor, in fact, would have told you, markets are down, markets are cheap, please put money today. And you would have found it extremely difficult to put money when markets have fallen. It is jokingly said that our equity markets are the only place, or investing is the only place in general, not just equity, where if a asset class falls meaningfully or if something becomes cheap, let's take the example of gold, let's take the example of equities. All of us were running towards gold in 2005 6 to 2011, when gold went from 6,000 rupees to 33,000 rupees in the span of 6 years. And in fact, in the span of 3 years between 2008 and 2011, gold went up from 10,000 to 33,000. So it went up 3 times in 3 years, in 2008 to 2011. So then that time gold becomes very interesting and very important for us to invest, because when we as human beings see something doing so well, it gives us the comfort, the greed comes in, and the greed emotional decision makes us invest there. And then we know what happens. 2013, 14, 15, many of us invested in real estate. We bought property, we invested in land. And then if you are lucky in terms of land, you may have got an upswing. But in terms of property prices, pretty much we saw a stagnation in most parts in India for the last 7, 8 years, which essentially also robs you of your wealth creation. 100 rupees invested in 2013 in a property, and if you sell that property today at even 120, you may feel happy that you made 20% return. But that 100 rupees invested in the markets, either equity markets or even kept in a fixed income instrument, would have anyways become 170, 180 at the least, if not more, in 10 years' time. So the opportunity loss is again something which we as Indians do not, or we as human beings, I should say, are not able to process.
Thanks for your detailed answer. If you have any doubt regarding this or any other financial or investment decision, don't hesitate to book an appointment with our financial expert. The link to the appointment is given in the description below. And also, would you like to know more about finance and investment? Then we would recommend you to attend our live webinar. The link to the webinar is also given in the description below. The webinar is absolutely free. If you like this video, hit like, and if you are new to our channel, please do subscribe.